Alright, hope you guys had a good weekend. Welcome to another video. I am working a few things today and also wanted to just give you an update on this fluorescent yellow that I tried out, Krylon fluorescent yellow, that I've been wanting to use for these Ryan Blaney cars. So here's where I'm at. I did 3 of them. And just a couple things on process here. So obviously, you know, strip the car, paint, prime the car. I primed it with 2 coats of white primer, and then I sprayed a light coat underneath here and flipped the car over and sprayed a coat on here, and this is just 1 coat, and I think I got a little thick in a couple areas, but all in all not too bad. You can see maybe a little thickness here, a little thick here. I had it a little thick on the hood. I don't know if you can see that. You can see I put the decals over top of it there. It's not 100% flat. I think when I seal it, it won't be too bad. But anyways, I'm working this. I've glued these pieces under here, and I'm just about ready to reassemble the car with the JB weld and all. So so that's where this is, and you know, I'm really happy with this color. I think, you know, a couple lessons learned. I probably want to touch up any area that isn't fully white. I appreciate the one gentleman gave me the recommendation to make sure it's fully white, because this does not go. This fluorescent yellow does not go any color over bare metal. So I don't know if you can see just a little bit here in that little area. It's not 100% neon yellow there. So it's very important to get a full white coat on this thing before you try to you know, paint the yellow. And case in point, so these rims come like this, and in order to make them yellow, I can't go from black to yellow. I've got to go to white. So I've painted these white. I'm going to put a coat of this clear sealer on it, and once that dries, I'll come back with the yellow. I'll spray it into my little paper plate, and I'll try to paint that yellow in there, so I can get the matching yellow rims for these Ryan Blaney cars. So yeah, it's a much longer process than, you know, a white car or something else. I'm trying to do my best with these, and I've got another one that I'm going to do here. This is the Atlas one, and since I started doing these, I got a couple requests for some more of these cars. So some of these Talladega 2019 and 2020 Ryan Blaney cars, where he won the race at, Lionel didn't produce for whatever reason, right? They produce whatever they produce, but these are some desirable cars, these Talladega win cars. So yeah, this was a Talladega win car, and so was his Dent Wizard car. So yeah, so that's that. Let me just kind of pan left here. So working this reclamation project of this furniture row. I'm getting closer to being done reapplying the decals now. I've done the paint of the burgundy. I've touched up a little bit of the black, touched up a little bit of this mango orange, and a couple coats of sealer, and now I'm putting decals on it. So those, the right side there, these are all new decals here, and I'm getting ready to do this front, where I'm going to have to trim the decals and apply. So got this over here. I ended up having to cut this decal here. There was already one there, but I wanted to cut it because I had some splotches on it, And so I pieced in another decal over top of it, put this there. It's not going to be as nice as it was, unfortunately. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be, but it's going to be as good as I can make it, you know, for the customer. So, yeah. So yeah, I think I just saw, I got a little, I probably need to get a little bit more orange right here on the side of this here if I can. Try not to get it onto the decal. That's there. So anyways, this is, it's coming along. Like I said, kind of taking my time with it, trying to make it to the best that I can. I also got a email from one of my longtime customers who won the Chris Buescher car, and I shipped it to him in this box, or a box like this, right? And I think, let me open it up here. And unfortunately, what happened was the car came off of the base in shipping, and arrived obviously damaged, you know, scratched, nicked, and the like. So that's disappointing. But trying to turn a positive into, or no, I don't want to go positive to negative. I want to go negative to positive. So I think what happened was the car, the little wiring that I tied in underneath here slipped off, and it went through here. So I think what I need to do is put a piece of plastic or something across here to join this gap, or to bridge this gap here on both sides. Maybe some JB weld even. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do. Maybe just get a piece of something, thin piece of metal across here, and adhere it to this bottom, because yeah, I don't want the wires that I bring underneath here to tie underneath. I don't want them coming off these ridges and coming, you know, going back up and allowing the car to slide around all over the place. So unfortunately, that happened, but I'm going to try to take those lessons learned and make sure it doesn't happen again. So he's shipping the car back to me, and I'll fix that up and get it back to him, and try to make that all right again. So yeah. Let's see. Decaled this yesterday. This is a Ken Seth Mario Kart. I'm getting ready for a couple coats of clear sealer on it, and then I can do the roof lines and finish up the sides here and this front. I think this is all black here. This is all black across the front. Yeah. So not a difficult car. I mean, this, you know, it's a wrap car on the sides. This is a full decal across here, so it's a little challenging. Getting everything to kind of line up in the front is hard. You can see it doesn't line up perfectly there, unfortunately. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Not quite done yet. There's a special nationwide banner that goes on there. I don't have that nationwide banner. It's like a mostly white. I've seen it on Chevys, but not on these Toyotas. And so I just use this banner here. And, I mean, it's not a perfect match, but it's better than the black nationwide one. I just finished decaling this Kyle Busch Sports Clips that I was planning on putting in that box and selling it on eBay. So I've got just got a little bit of work to do across the front with black, and do the hood pins and roof lines black. Pretty basic car, not too difficult to make, but yeah, got to get a couple coats of clear sealer on that. I've got this, you know, Juan Pablo Montoya number 42 here that I'm making. JB weld this yesterday. so I can start decaling that whenever I'm ready. Just decaling this, or getting ready to decal this GameStop for Mr. DF above the border. So got that to do. Put a couple, probably should have done this first, put a couple decals here in the water and get this moving. This was an awesome race. I remember Matt Kenseth winning this race, the final race of 2014 for the Nationwide Series, and final Nationwide because they changed to Xfinity the next year. But that was cool, him winning that race for Joe Gibbs. He didn't win too many races in the Xfinity Series or Nationwide Series for Joe Gibbs, but this one he definitely nailed it at Homestead. So that was an exciting race. I remember seeing the end of that and seeing him pull out the victory at night there. That was cool. All right, let's see. I can get this in there too. That's probably all I want to do right there. Yeah, I was messing around with these decals on this car here because I just wanted to see how far this big piece across the front came, because I had some bare metal right here. Didn't the paint blistered a little bit, so I needed to clean that up, and I wanted to see if I needed to cover that up, or it would be covered up by the decal, and so that's why that's that. So these cars, I'm sorry, Mr. RA and Mr. TW, these cars aren't going to be perfect. They're going to be a little bit less than perfect as I work with this fluorescent paint. It's a little bit more fragile than what I'm used to working, and so I just need to take my time, get a little, apply the lessons learned, and do the best I can with it. So yeah, I tell you what, when I went to paint these, and I'm kind of bouncing around here, guys, sorry. When I went to paint these rims, using this little applicator was really helpful, because I was able to kind of get it in there. Usually I would use like a toothpick, but for this time I went around with this and kind of shoved it down in there. I'm trying to think if I did this yesterday. I think I did it yesterday, so it's fully dry. And I'm just ready to put some clear sealer on that. I can do that here. I don't really like painting rims. It's just a pain. It's just a little tedious, and it's kind of a pain. But I much rather prefer to buy the donor cars that have the right colored rims. But sometimes, you can't. Either that shade is not available, or it's just not. I'm doing 4 of these cars. Actually, I probably need to do 6. And having those rims is not really how do you say it? It's not really financially advantageous to just go out and buy the Ryan Blaney cars that have these colored rims. Looking at them, they are. I've seen them on eBay. I'm not gonna buy donor cars for $10 a piece. I'm just not doing it. That doesn't help me at all with regard to. I've said this to some people. I don't make cars for free. I have given away cars for free, but in general, I don't make them for free. And so I try to get my donor cars at a decent price, reasonable price. Let's say that, a reasonable price. And because I like to try to keep my costs as low as I can. For those of you that make these requests. So. Okay. So that's basically all I do there. Let that dry. I'll probably let that dry for a good hour before I try to paint it. Just because there's little pockets in there, and those pockets may not get fully dry. If it was a nice smooth surface, right? I could probably paint it a little bit quicker, but I'll just let it dry for a full hour and go from there. I know the rims are not like super ultra important, but definitely try, I've always said this, to try to make the car, the custom, look like it was on the track as close as possible. Most of the time I try to get the rims to match, if I can. And so it's, actually I should probably lay these like that, in case I get a little, I don't want them sticking to the table. So we got some snow this weekend here in Virginia. Sunday we had our services at church. We had to went live stream services. Got a good 4 inches of snow. I remember one time I took a missions trip to Alaska. It was funny. Our church supported a missionary up there, and the missionary, we kind of joked about, church being canceled because of, a few inches of snow. And, here in Northern Virginia, just, people can't drive and all that, they just a little bit tentative when there's, wet stuff on the road that might freeze and cause an accident. But up in Alaska, completely different. When it snows, he was telling us it's a badge of honor for people in Alaska to get out and go to church and just be out and about when it snows, and when it snows, it's like 12, 18, 24 inches of snow up there, so it's not like a light snow. Their winters are dark, not a whole lot of daylight up there in the wintertime, and so people in Alaska, that go out and go to church, a little snow is not going to deter them. He was saying that their highest attendance is typically in the wintertime. Because in the summertime, they're all, running around. They take advantage of the summer and, hours of daylight, extended hours of daylight, I should say, and they're out and about doing all their different activities and getting stuff done in preparation for winter. And so when winter hits, they're all, I won't say hunkered down, but they're all doing their thing, and then they'll get out and go to church. So I thought that was just funny, just a different state, different mentality up there, climate of sure, but a couple inches of snow is not going to deter anybody from Alaska. I mean, I'm from Pennsylvania. Snow is no big deal. Driving in the snow is really no big deal. We have front-wheel drive vehicles, and they go fine in the snow. I don't have any issues with them. But there are crazies out there around here that have a driver's license, and heck, they've never seen snow here in this Washington DC metro area, so you got to watch out for people, that's for sure, when you're doing that. It's one thing I hate about doing white customs, because you can just see the little fuzzies and things like that when you're sealing, especially when I'm sealing it. Try to make sure there's no little fuzzies that get stuck in the coat of sealer that I'm putting on here. And the white, it's so easy to see. Maybe that's a good thing. But on a colored car, you don't see them at all. It's only typically the white ones. So who you guys got for the Super Bowl? I'm really torn. It's not an easy decision for me. I've never been, well, I shouldn't say this. I've never been a Patriots fan, and you got Tom Brady, who was obviously a Patriot for a long time. They're kind of the underdog. I almost always like rooting for the underdog. But I like Kansas City. I mean, I'm a Steelers fan, of course, but I kind of like Kansas City. I usually cheer for the AFC team. But so this year I'm kind of like torn. I see Kansas City's like a 3-point favorite. They won it last year. Tom Brady, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool if Tom Brady goes to Tampa and wins a Super Bowl with them in his first year. Wouldn't that be insane? So I don't know. I'm not really sure who I'm going to root for. I mean, I like Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. I like those players on Kansas City. These guys are good players. They're very exciting players to watch. I don't know. I'm very interested to see this game, and I'm not sure who I'm going to root for, to be honest with you. So yeah, the game's being played in Tampa. So, I don't know. Part of me kind of likes Tampa, would root for Tampa. Obviously, I want to root for a good game. I don't want to see anybody get blown out. I don't think there's going to be a blowout. I mean, unless Tom Brady starts throwing some interceptions. Kansas City's got a, pretty, unheralded defense. I don't know. I can't see Tampa Bay getting blown out at home. So, I don't know. I'm not sure who's going to win, nor am I sure who I'm going to root for. That's the crazy thing. Typically, it's a pretty easy decision for me. Yeah, I've got some decals from Pato coming. I didn't show you this earlier. I've got another Ryan Newman sitting there, pink Liberty National. I do have a Kyle Busch car waiting for some decals from Pato to come. I'm hoping they come this week. And then I got another truck over there for a Trump number 83 to do. So that's kind of what I have there right now. But once I get these things clear, I'll be able to start working on Mr. IH, your 2016 Kyle Busch NOS car is next up once I get all these done for Mr. RA and TW. And then Mr. WH, you're next. I got all those decals ordered, and that'll be interesting to have those things come in. Working a couple Dent Wizard cards, one Keselowski and one of the Ryan Blaney Talladega wins, and then doing that Dale Jr. 2007 Budweiser chrome, in red chrome COT car for you. That'll be fun. Very interested to see how that thing turns out. I might just make 2 of those and sell one on eBay, because I don't know, that might be a coveted car. I'm not sure how many red chrome Budweiser cars are out there. I'm sure there's some 124s that are out there. But I just might make 2 of those things and see what it goes for on eBay. I always struggle with these because I could get this piece centered in here, or I can get the rock candy centered across this trunk. So I'm gonna put it here. Put it here like that. Try to tuck this up right up against the, it's there like that. I think this was supposed to say like rock candy, but it doesn't say anything. It's just got that little logo there. Whatever. Is what it is at this point. It's not wanting to get straight here. There we go. That's cool. It's cool, cool logo on the hood there. Nice big blue fat controller. Let's get this thing centered in here as best as I can. Whoa, I am running out of time. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing great, and we will talk to you in the next video. God bless, and take care.